talking like they don't know themselves from wrong and right. Holy water was flooding the taps. Every man, woman, and child. Guess I got nothing left to prove, so I hang around for a while. So we were lost in the darkness, waiting for the light to come back, take us home. Don't wanna feel restless, baby, I'm not looking for trouble. 'Cause I can't keep on holding on to you, just because you want me to. And I can't keep on holding on to you, I don't know what I'm supposed to do without you. Time is sacred, it's the only thing we really have to lose. It's empty canyon stretched out into the wilderness. Oh no, it's impossible to know what makes a man change. Could it be the helplessness of someone else's pain? 'Cause we were lost in the darkness, waiting for the light to come back, take us home. Don't wanna feel restless, baby, I'm not looking for trouble. 'Cause I can't keep on holding on to you, just because you want me to. And I can't keep on holding on to you, I don't know what I'm supposed to do without you. Dancing in the fire when I see you after midnight, like lightning in my bones. Hold me underwater when you know that I'm trying to climb back up for air. Cause I can't keep on holding on to you, just because you want me to. And I can't keep on holding on to you, I don't know what I'm supposed to do without you. It's dark into September, I hope she remembers me. 'Cause we left on a bad note, and there were no apologies. I gave up the love and my own love. silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. So tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. Storm keeps on twisting. Keep on building lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. In the arms of the angel, may you find some comfort here. In the arms of the angel, may you find some comfort.
Your mother, author anonymous. Although you cannot hear her voice or see her smile no more, your mother walks beside you still, just as she did before. She listens to your stories and she wipes away your tears. She wraps her arms around you and she understands your fears. It's just she isn't visible to see with human eye, but talk to her in silence and her spirit will reply. You'll feel the love she has for you. You'll hear her in your heart. She's left her human body, but your souls will never part. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whitsunday Funerals Chapel. We are gathered to bid farewell to Cheryl and Brodie. Cheryl lived a happy, fulfilling and adventurous life. Seized and lived it to the fullest. For this, we are grateful. Today, we honour and celebrate the unique and kind-hearted lady that she was. My name is Laura Lucas, and I'm honoured to stand before you here today. Cheryl was a dedicated family woman. She was a loving and committed mother to her children, Tammy, Stacey, Dale and Riley. Later welcoming their respective partners, Joel, Melissa, Rochella, into the close family union and treating them as her own. Grandchildren completed Cheryl's family circle, and she loved nothing more than spending quality time with Jacob, Phelan, Isabel, Connor, Lucy, Summer and Billy. You all lit up her world more than you'll ever know. Cheryl was fortunate to have been blessed with two siblings, Lynette and Neville. Together with their families, they played a huge part in her life. Cheryl had a very close relationship with Lynette, her big sister, sharing the ups and downs in life and always supporting each other. Neville, her brother, being the one to give Cheryl with the nickname Hurdy when they were young. Cheryl was an open, warm and thoughtful friend. She had special bonds with many people, but the long-running friendship of 47 years she shared with Rita and Terry was a special one. Also, Fran and Christine were a big part of Cheryl's life, and together they shared many happy memories. Both were wonderful friends and a great support. Judy Cruikshank was a new friend, but a huge support to Cheryl during her cancer journey. Her friendship groups extended to include many from the Bushwalking Club, her softball club, and also the famed Breakfast Club. Cheryl looked forward to her catch-up with these groups immensely and enjoyed every second they spent together. Cheryl cherished the people she met and the friendships she made through these clubs. Cheryl's family wished to thank and acknowledge the amazing people who cared for her while she was receiving treatment during her illness. Dr. Ansari, the staff at Icon Cancer Centre Mackay, and also the St. Catherine's ward at the Mater Hospital were all exceptional, and Cheryl's family are very appreciative and grateful. All who knew Cheryl were charmed by her generous and warm spirit, humour and kindness. She was greatly loved and therefore will be greatly missed. Cheryl was a busy woman, never being able to sit still. Her kids told of how even in her last week, she was determined to be independent in her own home, never wanting to be treated as a patient. This resilience was on constant display. Her array of holidays to places all over the country and the world, including India, New Zealand, Tasmania, the Great Ocean Road, Peru and Chile, where she climbed Machu Picchu. Each holiday Cheryl journeyed on always involved hiking. The kids joked that if there was a mountain around, Mum would climb it. It was hard for them to watch her realise that her dreamed trip to China would never come to fruition. But despite heartache, Cheryl continued caring for them all, right up until the very end of her journey. This special family would sit with Cheryl and relive the joyous memories of the many family holidays at the Seaforth Beach House and more recent holidays they were able to share together. Cheryl, knowing that she may not be around this Christmas, organised a family holiday last Christmas and more recently a holiday to Airlie Beach in August, which her children and grandchildren will now have many memories to cherish. What these little escapes did to buoy Cheryl's spirit was momentous, and to provide them all with an indelible memory that they will cherish forever. Cheryl had a great relationship with her parents, especially her father Simon. They shared a similar sense of humour and a down-to-earth attitude towards life and work. They also shared a strong sense of family. Family always came first for them. When Cheryl rejoined the workforce, she found work at the local school. This was an industry that saw her through her working years. The funny, honest, caring, but opinionated lady fitted right into the busy world of education. Cheryl loved the daily challenges it presented. Her sense of humour was always on display, whether it was playfully singing and dancing to music or sharing many inside jokes with friends and family. Cheryl was an avid reader and had some wonderful friends that kept her in supply of books when it was hard for her to get to the library. As Cheryl approached her retirement years, she gave no inclination of ageing, continuing her love of the outdoors by joining the softball club, where she made many friends and had plenty of great times. She was also an active volunteer at the Mech, a true sign of the kind-hearted lady that she was. I've already mentioned her love of the outdoors, a passion for Cheryl that I'm sure we'll hear more about in her eulogy to come. Cheryl has left a magnificent fortune of wonderful and amazing memories for us to cherish in her absence. Today is about sharing and remembering. So I'd now like to invite Stacey forward to share a tribute to Cheryl.
All right, let's see if I can get through this. Yeah, I'm short. Okay. All right, if I don't give you eye contact, it's just so I don't see you cry. That'll set me off. I'd like to thank you all for being here today. And for those that can't, that are joining via live stream to celebrate our beautiful mum, Cheryl. Okay, I'm Stacey, the second-born daughter. As you might see a familiar resemblance to my mum from the photo in the booklet, she's just the skinnier version of me. Oh, well, I am tall, I guess. Okay. I was given this book by a dear friend of mine, which I gave to Mum for Mother's Day. So thank you for that. Mum enjoyed it. It's just had some notes and things that she could share her memories and stories, and I'm going to use some of them that she wrote down to share today, as well as some of our own. We have lots and lots of stories. Okay, Mum was a born and bred Mackay girl, and she had a very happy and carefree childhood. Growing up, they had lots of freedom, and she said they were never home. Mum had lots of fun memories, spending time with her cousins and playing with the kids in the street, and particularly playing in the rain, where she loved to get a piece of meat on a string and try and catch lobbies. Mum said growing up she had to share a room with her sister Lynn, who was very messy. She made a special note of that. And she always conveniently needed to go to the toilet when it was Lynn's turn to wash up. Mum said it seemed like a suspicious ploy to get out of the washing up. Now, Lenny, I know you're not here, and you're not here to defend your honour, so I'm sure you can tell us your side of the story when you get back. Unfortunately, Lenny couldn't be here. She's in a hospital in Brisbane herself, but we know she's here in spirit, as well as Lashona and Eddie. Mum wrote about her childhood fear, which carried into adulthood, which was frogs. Okay. Mum talked about her cousins would throw the frogs at her, chase her with them, and she didn't like them because they were cold and slimy. This fear is still strong, or was still strong, as Tammy and I both have vivid memories when we were growing up in Gargett of Mum pushing her poor, defenceless, disabled daughter over to get away from a frog in the shower. And both of us leaving the poor, naked, defenceless Tammy and alone within the shower with that frog. Yeah. She was also easily tricked, as Dale pranked her by throwing a bulled-up piece of green tape while she was lifting weights, which made her freak out. Dale does a good reenactment of Mum's freak out too, by the way. She hated frogs and the word moist. Perhaps there's a connection there. Some of you may not believe, but my mum could get into mischief growing up. She had some great stories about that. Like the time she was caught smoking behind the toilet with her cousins. Yeah, naughty Nana. Kids, learn a lesson. Smoking is bad. Okay. There's also the time she broke curfew and tried to sneak back in the house, but her dad locked the front door to check what time she was getting in. But she was so busted. Mum once got into an accident when she was riding her bike home from her cousin's house and was hit by a car when she was crossing Nebo Road. Mum said she was so worried she'd get into trouble, she picked up her damaged bike and walked home. She didn't tell her parents because she was worried she'd get in trouble. But an ambulance turned up to check on her. And then she got in trouble for not telling them about it and then lying about how she damaged the bike. Mum also got into some mischief at school. She went to St Francis in primary school. She didn't like the nuns. Mum talked about getting caned by the nuns because she was left-handed, which was a sign of the devil apparently. So in retaliation, she put a fake snake in one of the nuns' desk drawers to scare her. Mum always had a smile on her face and a laugh when she told this story. Needless to say, she did not continue her Catholic education and she went to a state school in high school. I think all of us kids got our sense of mischief from Mum. Tammy was the sneaky one, planning the mischief but never getting in trouble, always coming off angelic. I couldn't get away with anything with her. She knew everything, like the time when I was in grade 5 and I stole money out of her wallet to buy junk food at the corner store near Northview State School. I had no idea that she knew until I later found out a teacher from the school saw me and dobbed me in because I was spending big. Well, back then, $20 went a long way. But Mum knew everyone. She knew everyone at the school. I couldn't get away with it. There was also this time in high school when a friend of mine and I thought it would be a good idea to wag school, thinking it would be so clever if we just stayed dressed in our school uniform for the day. So when Mum come home from work, the first thing she asked us was, did we enjoy our day off? Still to this day, I have no idea how she knew. She would never tell me. I suspect she was a secret ninja. The woman could throw a thong with deadly accuracy, as I'm sure Dale and Riley can attest to that. Tammy and I were the angels, so we never felt the wrath of the thong. Mum was a tough parent, and she kept us in line. She had to, she was raising us kids, and then later had to deal with 2 teenage boys and their attitude. Not Tammy and I. Like the time Riley called Mum a certain choice word, she was very quick to put him in his place. But her tough love served us well, and we're better people and better parents because of it. My son Jacob, growing up, when he was displeased with my parenting style, packed a bag in Townsville and said he was walking and he's going to go live with Nana. I said, good luck. There was a question in the book about defining success, whether she'd been successful. Mum wrote that she had been successful, that she has 4 wonderful children that are hard workers, kind to people, successful in their chosen profession, loving to their families, and especially in their love and care of her. What more could she ask for, she said. Mum, all I can say is we learnt those qualities from you, and we learned how to love from you. You did an amazing job raising us. You were both mother and father, to me particularly. I would often joke with her and I'd call her my mother-father. And if you said it quickly enough, it sounded like something else. Tammy and I would always wish Mum Happy Father's Day or Mother-Father Day or male counterpart day on Father's Day. We'd send her a card or call her and wish her that. Family was everything to Mum, and she always put us first. I can't remember ever going out without anything, even though I have no idea how Mum raised us 4 kids, being a single parent in the end. Our upbringing had challenges, and we weren't the typical family. However, you'd never know it. I often joke and say we're the most functional, dysfunctional family. Mum faced all those challenges head on and overcame them, and always put us kids first and our well-being first. She was our biggest cheerleader and advocate, and she always had our backs. Mum is an inspiration to me and to all of us. And growing up, she would tell me how much I looked like her, or people would tell me that, which was, as a teenager, the biggest insult you could ever say to me. I fought, which is why she did give me the nickname as a teenager as Prickly Pear. And Tammy was Cherry Blossom. You can see there was some favouritism going on there. As I grew up, and particularly having my own family, people saying how much I was like my mother became the greatest compliment. I've even inherited my mum's use of colourful language, which my son can attest to, particularly when I drive. Mum was never backwards and coming forwards, a strength she learnt from having to stand up for her children and all the challenges that we faced. This honesty and bluntness as a teenager was super embarrassing. I remember learning to drive and Mum reaching over and honking the horn and giving the driver the finger when they pulled out of a side street and almost hit us. I also remember Mum leaving a note on a person's car who parked too close to her car in a disabled parking spot, making it difficult for her to get us in and out of the car. Mum left a note on the windscreen that said, "Next time, leave me an effing can opener so I can get into my car." She's fearless, that woman. She also parked behind a car that was parked in a disabled parking spot and just left the car there. And then they came back and just, the person was very embarrassed when they realised an actual person in a wheelchair was getting into that car. While this embarrassed me as a teenager, I'm now proud of my mum's honesty and the way she lived a life with 0 Fs to give. I'm trying to censor my language for the children. If I'm only half the woman and mother that my mum is, then I'm going to be doing all right. I'm going to be doing a good job. All of us kids grew up and moved out of home and we started our own families. Mum could finally fulfil her dreams of travelling because having 4 kids and 1 in a wheelchair made it very difficult to travel. She loved to travel. She loved to explore things and try new things. She loved bushwalking. I don't know why, but she did. She had some great trips. She made some lifelong friends. And she had some awesome memories, and she'd always share them with us when she came back from a trip. She was very active, and when a lot of people her age started to slow down, not our mum. No, she joined a softball team. And she made some wonderful and amazing friends and had lots of laughs on her trips away. I heard all about Muff Muff, which sounds sus until you learn the story. Mum was grateful to the wonderful friends she has had, and she mentioned in the book about the richness that you have all added to her life, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for those that were able to come and see her in her last days at the hospital, and she was so happy and so blessed that you guys came in and saw her. It made her feel very loved. And in the end, she was surrounded by family, and she knew she was loved. Mum was a special person and meant a lot to us in many different ways. She was Hurdy, she was Sis, she was Cheryl, she was Sheza, she was my toast, she was my mum, she's Nana. She was my best friend. She's the best friend any kid could ask for. She was the person we went to for help and advice. She's the person that would drop everything and come to Townsville when I needed her. Our lives will not be the same without her. There was one more question in the book, and it just asked, "Mum, what are some words to live by?" And all Mum wrote was, "Be kind and love unconditionally," which she did every day. And we're going to miss her. Now, is it time? Yeah. Got the letters? Yeah. Yeah. There's a few people that couldn't be here today, but they sent some kind words that they'd like to share. So one is my Auntie Linny, who is down in Brisbane at the moment in a hospital with her own health struggles. And I know Linny really wanted to be here and wanted to be a support, and I thank Linny for being there and in the Ketzer journey helping Mum. So Auntie Linny wrote, "As young children, Cheryl and I didn't always see eye to eye. We fought and argued as sisters often do. How could we understand how lucky we really were to call each other sister and to share our lives together? As life moved forward on this journey we called life, we discovered we had a bond that is strong and unbreakable. You see, something changed as we matured, and it took us by surprise. We discovered we really liked each other, and as our friendship grew, we recognised the love between the two of us was there all along. Over the years, we have shared our dreams, plans, and some secrets too. We have laughed and cried together and shared a lifetime of happiness as well as heartbreak. One thing for certain is that we've always been there for each other. I'm not sure now what I'm supposed to do without you. Now that you're gone, all the memories that we have shared are etched in my mind. This is what the bonds be to me forever. Cheryl was energetic and full of life, and like nothing more than to climb a mountain and travel. She has friendships that have lasted a lifetime and new friends that she has made along the way. Cheryl had a warm heart, was funny and kind, and would help if someone was in need, but was never afraid to tell you the way she felt. There's a theme of bluntness coming in here. Never one to beat around the bush, and was straight up and to the point. This can be a bit confronting for some. Not me, of course, but I guess we're the same. Cheryl's greatest passion in life was the thing she was most proud of. Her very much loved children, Tammy, Stacey, Dale and Riley, and their partners and her beautiful grandchildren. She loved you so very much. You all brought her so much happiness to my sister's life. You are her legacy, as I see her and you all, and I'm so grateful that she has allowed me to be a part of your lives. I love you all, and I'm heartbroken that I cannot be there with you today, but I know that you are in my thoughts. I know that Cheryl's at peace now, and I will see her again. Cheryl may not have been my sister by choice, but by the nature of our birth, but I could not have chosen a better one. My best friend, my rock, my sister. I'll miss you and will love you forever. Love always, Lynn. The next one is from my cousin Lashona, which is Linny's daughter. Shona was blessed to be born on Cheryl's birthday. They're both born on the 23rd of January. Auntie Cheryl has always been a special person in my life and has always been there for me. When I was an awkward teenager, I could tell her anything. She was my cool aunt, but could put me in my place quick smart. She leaves a void in all our lives. I already miss her, but I'm a better person for being lucky enough to have had her in my life. But our birthday will never be the same again. Anyone that knows me understands that I'm not someone who has ever been lost for words, but as I sit here, I find myself at loss for words to explain how I'm feeling or what Cheryl meant to me. I wish I could have been there with my cousins, and I'm heartbroken for you all, Lashona. And then she wanted to share this verse. She said she's not sure who wrote it, but it sums up how we're feeling. Our lives go on without you, but nothing is the same. We have to hide our heartache when someone speaks your name. Sad are the hearts that you love. Silence are the tears that fall. Living here without you is the hardest part of all. You did so many things for us. Your heart was kind and true. And when we needed someone, we could always count on you. The special years will not return when we are all together, but with our love in our hearts, you will walk with us forever. There's a letter here from her dear friend Christine, who's also in Brisbane. Unfortunately, Christine made a special quick day trip up the other week before Mum went into hospital. And I'm so grateful she was able to do that, because it just really, really helped Mum. So thank you. Christine wrote, "What it is to be brave. We can all recognise the bravery of a person who runs into a burning building to save someone, or wonder at the man in Port Augusta who earlier this year repeatedly punched a shark to make sure it released its grip on his wife. But what of the woman who made the small and large acts of bravery many times throughout her life? Cheryl did not receive any medals, but we're here to acknowledge her bravery and celebrate the wonderful Wonder Woman she was. As a mother, Cheryl ignored the naysayers and defended her children from harm or from the experts, because she knew she would give her damnedest to make sure her children were protected and given the best chances in life, whatever their needs. No one could ever accuse Cheryl of not trying hard enough. Her family and her longtime friends can attest to this in a time before I knew her. I met Cheryl through Bushwalking Club about 15 years ago, where I immediately recognised her strength and that she was a woman of substance. We always liked each other and chatted during walks, but did not socialise outside the club. It has only been in the last 5 years that Cheryl and I became confidants, sharing our common values and ethics, our joys and our sorrows, our secrets and the love of our families, welcoming partners and grandchildren one by one. The grandchildren have been the joy of Cheryl's life. We acknowledge the need for friendship and the kinship of women. Like most of us, Cheryl was a mixed bag. She could both be serious and fun and had a great sense of humour. She laughed easily and often. She was solid and dependable, kind and thoughtful. She was forthright. You always knew where you stood with Cheryl on a topic. She was special. These past weeks are evidence of Cheryl's resilience as she tried everything to beat that familiar mongrel cancer. I have known and loved Cheryl for a relatively short time compared to many of you here, and I'm sad about that, as I'm sad about losing her. I am reminded of a lyric from the musical Wicked that goes, "So who can I say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have changed for the better, but because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for the good." Val, dear friend, Christine. Thank you.
What a tremendous heartfelt eulogy. Thank you very much for sharing, Stacey. Is there anyone else that would have any further memories of Cheryl that they would like to come forward and share? Please look to our screens and enjoy a presentation for Cheryl.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever, everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. 'Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Hey. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Hey, hey. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dream that you dare to, why, oh, why can't
Cheryl was a lover of nature. She enjoyed watching and listening to wildlife and was also very proud of her beautiful garden, natives being her favourite. As we near the end of today's service, I would like to invite you all forward to pay your final respects to Cheryl by collecting some petals and sharing her final resting place with them as you silently offer your thanks that she was a presence in your life.
Well, there's no need to analyze this kind of emotion, 'cause it comes naturally to me. A simple case of feeling, love and devotion. So tell me tenderly, I wanna give my life to you. I wanna feel my blood run through you, and oh, I wanna touch you over and over and over again. We got two strong hearts, we stick together like the honey and the bee. You and me, we got two strong hearts, reaching out forever like a river to the sea, running free. I feel there's no need for compromising my reputation when you lead me astray. I'm proud to be a part of this fascination. When I hear you say, I wanna be there to guide you, I'm gonna feel my love inside touch you. Over and over and over again. We got two strong hearts. We stick together like the honey and the bee. You and me, we got two strong hearts, reaching out forever like a river to the sea. Two strong hearts, we stick together like the honey and the bee. You and me, we got two strong hearts, reaching out forever like a river to the sea. 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 Running free.
Sometimes I forget how I know you. All tied up in my own story. But it's easier when you're standing there. I'm lost in my own way. I know I can't afford to lose you now, lose you. So I'll be yours to keep, with nothing else in between. And I will surrender all of my glory for you, dear. And I'll be yours to keep, always. Sometimes I forget that I'm changing, catching up with myself from miles away. But I wonder if I'd be the man I am here today if it wasn't for you. In some way, in some strange way. So I'll be yours to keep, with nothing else in between. And I will surrender all of my glory for you, dear.
Could you all please be upstanding for the committal? It has come time to bid a final farewell to Cheryl. We again say thanks that she lived a full life and we were fortunate to share in her journey. May she travel safely to the next place. Our love goes with her. Cheryl and Brodie, may you rest in peace.
Another summer day has come and gone away from Paris and Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. And I've been
In closing, Rita is going to read a book that was given to her about going to the next place. Cheryl loved this book and it gave her great comfort. Could I please ask Rita to come forward? Ladies and gentlemen, you can please sit down.
Over the past few months, if Cheryl was up to it, we'd go for a drive, a trip down memory lane, up the valley to Youngler, saw a platypus at the platform and one at the bridge, and she was even up for a walk on that day. Then we took all the back roads home. Another with Fran and Francis to Seaforth, with all the mountains she had climbed on the way. The Leap, Mount Jukes, Mount Blackwood, Cape Hillsborough, and then we went on to Mount Ossa for lunch at Zabi's Cafe. And then we took the long way home. We went off to Dalrymple Bay. On that day, the ocean was absolutely beautiful, with whales passing through. And then we went on to Eton and Kinchin Dam and to other places as well. We also went fishing on the Piney River, off the hospital bridge on the platform, and it was at high tide. Another trip with Fran were the beaches around Serena. Grass Tree Beach, where the family took their holidays growing up. And we had lunch at the Third Ground Cafe. Just before Cheryl went into hospital, I'd asked if there was anywhere special that she would like to go. And her comment was, "I don't think I'm up to a 5-hour trip anymore." And I said, "I'll just make it a short trip, a little drive, and would you like to go to visit your dad at the cemetery?" But we didn't get to that place. Back in August, on a Saturday afternoon, I presented this book to Cheryl. Steph, my daughter-in-law, had sent away for the book for Cheryl and her family. On my way home that evening, after visiting, I received a text message. It was a very tearful message from Cheryl. And to quote, "That is the most beautiful book. It says so much in a positive, caring way. It made me cry. Can't wait to read it to the kids, especially the older ones, Jacob, Phelan, and Isabel. And I'm sure the younger onesies will get something from it as well. Summer, Lucy, and Billy. And my grown-up babies will love it also. It made me cry. Thanks, Stephanie, for me, and you also. Such caring friends. Makes my heart swell. We'll keep reading it over and over. I feel privileged and blessed to have had the opportunity to read the book to Cheryl last Tuesday evening. And now I'd like to share it with you all today on behalf of Cheryl and her family. The next place that I go, it will be peaceful and familiar and a sleepy summer Sunday and a sweet, untroubled mind. And yet it won't be anything like the place I have ever been or seen or even dreamed of in the place I leave behind. I won't know where I'm going, and I won't know where I've been. I'll tumble through the always and look back toward the when. I'll glide beyond the rainbows and drift above the sky. I'll fly on top of the wonder without ever wondering why. I won't remember getting there. Somehow I'll just arrive, but I'll know that I belong there and will feel more alive than I have ever felt before. I'll be absolutely free. The things that I held on to, that were holding on to me. The next place that I will go will be so quiet and so still, and the widespread song of sweet belonging will rise up to the fill. to fill the listening sky with joyful silence and with unheard harmonies of music, made by no one playing, like a hush upon the breeze. There will be no room for darkness in the place of living light, where and ever dawning morning pushes back the darkening night. The very air will fill with brilliance, and the brightly shining sun and the moon and 500,000 stars will be married into one. The next place that I go won't really be a place at all. There won't be any seasons, winter, summer, spring or fall, nor a Monday or a Friday or a December nor July. And the seconds will stand still while the hours hurry by. I will not be a boy or a girl, a woman or a man. I'll simply be just simply me, no worse or better than. My skill will not be dark, skin will not be dark or light. I won't be fat or tall. A body I once lived in won't be part of me at all. I will finally be perfect. I will be without a flaw. I will never make one more mistake or break the smallest law. And the me that was important or was angry or unkind will simply be a memory, the me I left behind. I will travel empty-handed. There is not a single thing I've collected in my life that I would ever want to bring, except the loves of those who loved me, and the warmth and those who cared, and the happiness and memories, and the magic that we shared. Though I will not know the joy of solitude, though I will know the joy of solitude, I'll never be alone. I'll be embraced by all my family and friends I have ever known. Although I might not see their faces, all our hearts will beat as one, and the circle of our spirit will shine brighter than the sun. I will cherish all the friendships of the fortunate to find, and the love and all the laughter in the place I leave behind. And all the good things that will go with me, they will make my spirit glow, and the light will shine forever in the next place that I go. May you rest in peace, Cheryl. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl's family would like to invite you all to share afternoon tea with them at Harriet Park at the end of today's service.
you, darling, just like 100 times before. But you don't wanna see the end. You were missing. We did missing things. Now we change, yeah. We were missing
And I